Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you as always for tuning back in. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Leila, the Lenormand reader, and I use the amazing Lenormand deck. We are doing a weekly reading today, and I've got my own deck, the Silhouettes deck, and we'll be doing a medium-sized hourglass. So let's go ahead and start with you, Aries. Let's see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Aries, here is your hourglass, and it's looking really bright, mainly because of the star, especially on the right-hand side. This is a lovely sign, usually of all-around fulfillment and healing. Now, in the middle, we have the cross and fish, and the fish tends to focus on money, on business, on practical things in your life, like even work and such areas. And with the cross, there can be an important decision, or there can be an important sign, or something significant happens for you. And because of the beautiful star with the moon, I really think that this could be a new offer or some kind of new opportunity. We certainly see this with the child and star, and I think this is a new beginning that is exactly what you want, and I think it creates a sense of openness and healing. So I think that could be really relieving. And the moon and road, or road and moon, is lovely for a new path that opens up. There can be some lifestyle changes. The moon is also a card of offers, so I really think it works with this idea of a new opportunity. Now, we see this in the top row, and I have to say that normally I read the fox and moon as an offer that you would turn down. But, I'm starting to move away a little bit from this understanding, and instead I think the snake and moon might be better for this, because the fox is a card of jobs and work and employment. And so with the child, there is a new opportunity here. Now, I still think the fox being a cautious card and a card that calls for being clever and being careful and strategic, it's really important, Aries, that you pay attention to what this offer involves and what the opportunity is about. So just be aware all throughout. The road with the garden and star can be going to a wonderful place, moving to a wonderful place. It could also be an opportunity to network and to be with people and to connect with others, because the garden is a card of a community and society and socializing and networking. So here we see there's some lovely movement, and certainly with the star it brings some lovely results and outcomes. And because of the work and money related cards here in the middle, I think this could be in relation to your business, your professional area, and other people you network with for this area of your life. The child and road is definitely a new path, which we saw with the star as well. And the fox and garden can very much be the workplace, and the moon and star is a lovely offer. So as you can see, Aries, the cards sort of repeat themselves in different combinations. They seem to focus on a new job, a new opportunity. Maybe you're not moving places altogether, but maybe you're getting an opportunity within your space. And there can be other changes that open up opportunities. And if you don't work, or if this doesn't apply to you specifically like this in terms of jobs and work, it's still lovely for a new opportunity that probably has some kind of benefit, if not financial, some other practical benefit. And it looks like people are supportive, this new environment is inspiring, and it can be a significant change for you. The child, cross, garden, fish, and moon, I think really just says again what we interpreted already. There is a new important start here, and it looks like it's beneficial financially or in these practical ways. And the road with the cross, fox, fish, and star, I think here the idea of a choice or a decision comes through with the road and cross, because that simply means being at crossroads. And then the fox, fish, and star can suggest a job or a project or some kind of opportunity that looks to be quite beneficial to you, Aries. So really nice cards for your work, money, and practical life, and possibly also in other contexts. Let me know what you make of these ideas. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your weekly reading. Like I said, we're doing an hourglass, a medium one. Let's see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Taurus, here is your hourglass, and it's looking really bright because we have two very bright cards, the sun and the flowers. And it's also nice to see them on the right-hand side. We do have the snake, which is tricky, especially with relationships. And we have 3 relationship cards. We have the woman, the ring, and the garden. So I think this is going to call for caution, but I have to say that because of the sun and flowers, it sounds like you're able to achieve some goals or be in a happy place. So it looks like the snake here is probably more about you and your ability to navigate a situation or certain people in order to get what you want. So that is quite a nice message. Now the flowers with the child, or child and flowers, this is a renewal. This is a lovely message for being engaged again, maybe after some time, or maybe things were on hold. And so there's a sense of re-engagement here that is very enthusiastic. You could also be meeting new people or celebrating things and enjoying some good times like that. The woman and garden is very clear about a meeting. This points to meeting with someone, and this is probably where caution is needed, and the sense of maneuvering and being clever and diplomatic comes into play for you, Taurus. We have the child with the snake and garden, and I think this is very clear. The snake and garden can be a warning sign. It can point to traps or something waiting to jump. So be careful with this. But because of the child earlier, I think this is very much about you as you navigate a new space and how you do that. So be calm and careful and calculated, and don't be quick to speak too much about yourself, or to be quick to trust others. So you really need to find your way around here first. The woman, ring, and flowers is lovely for a relationship. It does point to renewal and a sense of coming together with this person. But I want to hold off of making this conclusive, Taurus, because we have the snake and ring in the middle column, and this is very tricky in terms of relationships. So it's possible that there is an element of shallowness with the flowers, with something like the snake, but it could pay off, so just be nice if you like, and again, keep in mind this element of discretion and tact, and just being a little bit roundabout, with your communication and interaction with this person. With the child and woman, it can point to a new relationship altogether, but because of the flowers, this can also be renewing or reconnecting with someone that you already know, and so there's a bit of a new chapter here. And the garden and flowers is actually really lovely. It brings success and happiness and celebration. So I think this calm and strategy that comes with the snake is going to pay off, Taurus. So it is on you to maneuver this situation. And we have a really good confirmation through the middle line. We have the anchor and sun, and actually the anchor is also a bright card. It's not all around bright like the sun, but it is strong. And so this is a great combination for a sense of confidence, for achieving goals, for being on the same page, landing on the same page with this person. And also this can call for celebrations. Maybe you've achieved something, or you've arrived to a place, and so it calls for celebration and connecting with this person. But again, Taurus, there's a strong message of caution and care and tact that comes with the snake. So don't be quick to over celebrate, or to over trust, or to be over enthusiastic with this person or these people. It is more of a gradual process, and I think you'll find you'll also be well received. Now, I have to say that the cards, yes, they bring up a relationship, but it could be something personal, it could be something work related, or in other areas of your life. But regardless, there is a need for a more like a slower transition, a more careful transition, and that is what pays off, in terms of getting what you want out of these people, or having them support you, or celebrating together, and reconnecting in a nice way. The child with the anchor, ring, sun, and garden is lovely for strong connections and being part of this environment. And the woman anchor with the snake, sun, and flowers is also positive. It's just that the snake asks you for a more roundabout approach, which if you follow, Taurus, I think is going to pay off. So no need to rush, no need to be pushy in any way. Let things fall into place naturally, and I think you'll find that it pays off really nicely. Let me know what you make of these lovely cards, Taurus. I hope you resonate with them in this way. As always, I look forward to your feedback. Thank you for tuning in. Best of luck with the week, and until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let us do your hourglass and see what is in store for you. Okay, Gemini, here is your hourglass. It's a little bit challenging. We have the mouse, the clouds, and the fox, especially on the right-hand side here. And what's interesting is that it comes with the book. Now, the book is a card of knowledge, and it can also be news and things like that. And so I think that what's happening this week is that you don't have answers, and you don't have clarity, and you don't have the inputs that you need in order to take action. So usually when the book, clouds, and such combinations show up, it's better not to take action until you have the information that you need. So starting with the garden and book, this can be a place that you do not know yet, or an environment or a group of people. It can involve work or your personal life or some other area, but the idea is that you don't know it yet so well, and so this is where you want to be more careful, or maybe you want to gather more information before you pass judgment or take whatever action you need to take in this space. Now, the mouse and clouds is very much about this. This is confusion and probably also stress and tension. So there can be some funny energies around here. And also there's definitely a sense of confusion, if not outright lies and misleading and misinformation and things like that. So I would be really careful about this, Gemini. And again, make this a gathering, like an information gathering week, where you observe and you try to figure things out. The flowers and fox can be positive, but in this context, I'm not inclined to see it this way so much, Gemini. Instead, I tend to see this as someone who's a bit fake, or some people who are shallow, and not really genuine. So, this is part of what you're figuring out, the intentions and what's going on behind the scenes. The mouse with the house and fox, also tricky. So both the garden and house are location cards. And so they can bring into the picture this environment and these people. And with the mouse and fox, both cards bring up the doubts and the question marks around certain people. It can also be a somewhat uncomfortable environment, maybe a stressful environment, but I think more along the lines of hidden things that are not talked about, gossip behind the scenes, and things like that. So there is stuff going on here that you need to figure out, Gemini. Now, the flowers with the bird and clouds, again, I'm not inclined to see the flowers as very bright, especially since it's on the left. And the bird and clouds can point to definitely stress and tension. It can also be a bit of an argumentative environment. And so the flowers earlier suggest that maybe initially people come across as nice, or the situation is initially nice, but with the bird and clouds, soon enough as people open their mouths, you start to see that it's not what it seems to be. So keep this in mind. Mouse and flowers is sort of similar, although the flowers helps overcome the mouse. And I think it's also a good idea for you to maintain a neutral and a more or less optimistic mindset. The bird and with the house can suggest a conversation or a group where people talk, like debates and things like that. But in this context, with these somewhat challenging card, Gemini, it's probably more along the lines of gossip and, maybe, people who are a bit, they cause a bit of anxiety, they're chattery and things like that. And the fox and clouds adds to this. Again, it's a bit like with the mouse. There are some unknown factors. There can be traps. There can be misleading types and people with selfish intentions. So I would say, again, Gemini, be careful as you get to know this space. And I would keep to myself, and I wouldn't be quick to trust others. And also figure out what's going on behind the scenes. But I have to say that might not immediately come through. So again, take the week to figure this out, and don't be quick to commit or to, to trust or to be over enthusiastic about anything in here. Now, the mouse with the garden, bird, book, and fox, again, the bird and book being communication cards and knowledge, with the mouse and fox at the beginning and end of this diagonals. It's not so great. I'm not so sure you can rely on the information. It's also possible that people are not genuine, or they might say one thing and do another. They might pretend to commit or want to commit but then not live up to it. It's a bit flaky and unreliable in these ways. The flowers with the garden And house and book and clouds, I think sort of similar, except in this line there's a bit more weight on this environment and the fact that you're getting to know it. The clouds again brings up these tensions. So it's not clear what's going on here. There can be lack of clarity around processes. There can be, again, that somewhat negative energy between people. So it's not so great. It can also be a bit disappointing, I would say, that maybe you didn't expect it to be this way. But again, Gemini, I wouldn't jump the gun. Of course, I'm not seeing these positive outcomes out of this, not here. But definitely take your time this week to get to know this place and expect that it might not be all rosy and as nice as it might appear. And again, it could be in different contexts. It could be something in your personal life, or it could be work related, or in some other area. Let me know what you make of this, Gemini. Leave me your thoughts and comments. Let me know what the issues were, or what was going on behind the scenes here, if you were able to figure out. As always, I appreciate your thoughts and your perspective. Thank you for tuning in, Gemini. Very best of luck with the week, and until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's do your hourglass and see what is in store for you. Okay, Cancer, here is your hourglass, and I have to say that there are bright cards. There's the Key and Sun right in the middle. These are really bright cards. And we have the Ship and Child, which are also optimistic. Actually, the Rider is too. There is this strong combination though. The Scythe with the Snake and the Snake with the Garden. And I think what's happening here is that you could be moving away, and possibly in a sharp way. I often take the Snake with the Scythe to suggest a bite. So that's when the Snake is not exactly calm, but aggressive. And there could be something here that causes you to maybe turn around and make a change. Now, I'm inclined to think that the Snake and Scythe in this reading is not so dramatic, and instead I think it's more about your sharp decision to move away and to make a change. The Key and Sun is lovely for answers, solutions, enlightenment, and finding a path. So these are great cards for a sense of alignment and knowing what to do. And of course, they're also great for achievement and all around success and healing. So really nice cards in the middle here. The Scythe and Snake is, like I said, it can be a bite, so there can be something hurtful or difficult that happens. But I think your Key and Sun are going to help you see through, and it can be a bit of a wake-up call or something that shakes you up to see things in the right way. And so that could very much be at hand. The Scythe and Snake are also really great for drawing a very sharp line, and the Snake is often a card of turning away. The Rider and Garden is about meetings and going places, and I think this could be an exciting week to explore. We see this in the top row as well, where we have the Ship and Garden, which is often about going places. It's just that with the Scythe earlier, you could be changing direction, canceling plans, and going off to do something different. So that could also be part of the decisions you make, like you're going to say no to this and maybe cancel on something and change the plan and go into something different. And I have to say, if that's the case, Cancer, it looks like it's the right thing to do. The Rider with the Child and Snake is very much a new direction and turning away. The Snake is often calm, and so it's about walk, don't run type of thing. And so you could make a sharp decision with the Scythe, but then you sort of, you just go off and do your thing. Sometimes the Snake with the Child, well, often actually, the Child and Snake can point to a warning against a new beginning. But, because of the very bright Key and Sun, I'm not so sure it's about that. I think it's more about you going off and doing your own thing. And also, Cancer, it might be a good idea not to share this with everyone. Maybe not everyone needs to know what you're up to. The Scythe and Rider, like the Scythe and Ship and Scythe and Road, these are changes in your direction. So you could be canceling and making changes and, just shifting. The Ship and Child is lovely for a new path, a new journey, and probably new goals and probably some exciting projects. And the Garden and Snake is actually a bit tricky because it usually is a warning sign against people in a certain environment. There can be traps. There could be someone waiting to take advantage of something. So just be aware of that. Cancer, perhaps what you're moving into is not what you thought it is, even though there's lots of good cards. Just be careful as you move into this. And also keep things to yourself. So be clever and be smart as you maneuver your way around this space and these people in this space. And again, it can point to a turning away and a moving away from a certain group or an environment because you're off pursuing something a bit more exciting, Cancer. Now, the Rider, Key, Ship, Sun, and Snake, these are really bright cards. And again, the Snake focuses on your path and being self-interested and you doing your own thing. And the Scythe Key with the Child, Sun, and Garden is also lovely. This is definitely a breakthrough and having an opportunity here to do something new and different and probably something that you want. So it looks like you're going to make a decision this week, Cancer, to let go and make changes in order to embrace something that you want. And maybe not everyone is on board, but they can deal with it. And I think the focus is on you. So, you have to put yourself first. You have to put your goals first. Go after the things that you want, the places that you want to explore, the things that you want to do, and honor your inspiration, and this pull that you could be feeling this week. So really nice cards. Just be a bit careful with certain people, but, go for it regardless. So let me know how you like these ideas, Cancer. I hope you resonate with them positively. Let me know what worked out here and what is it you changed and decisions that you had to make. It's always lovely to read your perspective. Thank you for tuning in. Very best of luck with the week. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Leo. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's do your hourglass and see what is ahead for you this week. Okay, Leo, here is your hourglass. And we have two very bright cards. In fact, two of the brightest cards of the deck, the Sun and the Star. So it's really nice to see them, especially with the Star on the right-hand side. These are going to brighten up everything. In the middle, we have the clouds. The clouds is a little bit challenging. With the Stork, it really suggests that something comes up that messes things up. So it's like there's dust that's raised up in the air. Things are maybe all over the place. Maybe there's a lot of activity. You could have confusion around your priorities and all the things that you need to do. But I have to say, Leo, that because of the Sun and Star, it's probably as a result of something good happening. Maybe you have an opportunity and you want to take advantage of it, so it feels like it's urgent and you're all over the place trying to make this happen. And it can be exciting. But I do think it's exciting, and I think it's about you finding ways to accommodate it, to take advantage of it. The Anchor and Star is beautiful for achievement and completion, and also for getting what you want, achieving goals and achieving wishes. So very beautiful cards. The Bird and Cross is on the neutral side, but it can be a little bit challenging because it suggests a decision and maybe a difficult one. And the Bird can bring a bit of anxiety and nervousness. And I think it works well with the idea of the Stork and clouds. So it sounds like you need to make the right decision. You need to prioritize. Maybe you need to have some conversations as well, Leo, because the Bird is often a card of discussions and negotiations. So you might need to maybe do that in order to get a better understanding of how best to choose or how to take advantage of this opportunity or whatever event is here that is creating this sense of confusion and likely also urgency. The Anchor with the Book and Cross is tying into that. The Book and Cross is often a combination of knowledge and probably on the serious side. It also has to do with assessments and tests and things like that. But I think in this context, it's more about informing yourself so that you can make a decision. And the Anchor with the Book is very clear about being confident in your knowledge and your understanding. So again, if you have doubts, you need to clarify this. It certainly is a good response to the Stork and Clouds, which sort of is a little bit all over the place. So here you need to bring things together, have confidence, be clear about what is going on so that you can make decisions or act accordingly. The Bird with the Sun and Star is obviously the brightest combination here, since we have both the Sun and Star together. And with the Bird, it could be news that comes through or some kind of announcement or a conversation that brings this wonderful wonderful news or wonderful wish fulfilling energy that we see with the sun and star. So I think these cards really affect the hourglass positively, and I think everything else sort of ties into them. The anchor and bird, a bit like the anchor and book, it's about being on the same page, having understanding. The book and sun is lovely for news, a bit like the bird and sun, but it is also great for achieving knowledge and understanding and having clarity around the situation, which is really called for since we have the stork and clouds. And the cross and star is lovely for success and also wish fulfillment. And I think there is a deeper sense of alignment here, and a sense of well-being and real fulfillment with this news or this understanding and these wishes materializing. So these are some really exciting cards, Leo. I have to say that they can apply in different contexts. We don't have a context from these cards. We don't know if this is about a relationship or something that you're after work-wise or other projects in your life. The cards are really general in that sense, and they're bring a dynamic more than anything else. The cross, the anchor with the stork sun into the clouds and cross, this is also lovely. We see that the sun and cross really focus you on seeing through whatever the confusion is, solving the problem or solving what is not clear, but definitely not giving up on this. So the anchor with the stork and sun are really great for pursuing this opportunity. It's just that some things need to be clarified, some decisions need to be made, and things like that. The bird with the stork and book into the clouds and star is also lovely. There's a similar, energy here that the star brings this light through the clouds. Whatever are the doubts or the question marks, it's a good idea to talk about them and to open up about them, Leo, because it sounds like it's going to help you clarify things, take advantage of this opportunity, and move forward, I would say, rather happily. So again, general cards that focus on a dynamic, although I have to say it's a unique dynamic, so maybe the cards are not so general in that sense. But what I mean is that they don't tell us in what context. They can apply across different contexts. Let me know what you make of these interesting cards, Leo. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Very best of luck with the week. Thanks for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello Virgo, welcome to your hourglass. Let's do this weekly reading and see what is ahead for you. Okay Virgo, here is your hourglass, and it's very much focused on a new beginning and turning the page with someone, I think. We have the man in the different lines, and it seems like there is a new opportunity with this person. There is contact probably after a time of challenge. We have the whip, which is a very challenging card. It's the most challenging card of the deck. It might be very or not too challenging in the context of your reading though. So that's something to keep in mind. But we do see some kind of a progression through the columns where we have some kind of waiting time or things that we're evolving pretty normally, and then we have a challenge, and then there is contact with this person. So it sounds like there could have been some distance between you and this person, and now there's an opportunity to be in touch again and turn the page. Certainly with the flowers and child, we see this message because this specifically suggests a renewal, and a renewal often comes in the context of already knowing the person and things already being underway. It's just that the child sort of turns the page and refreshes the energy here. And the flowers, and actually both the flowers and child, they're very bright cards, and they have a sense of optimism and well-being. So these are really nice cards to see here. Now the tree and letter points to news, and probably news that goes into something very positive. And the moon and man can suggest a connection here, maybe some attraction, and it can suggest an offer as well. It can be a personal relationship, but it doesn't have to be. The tree with the whip and man, again, this suggests that there could have been an issue. Maybe things were evolving peacefully as suggested by the tree, but then the whip sort of interrupts this and a problem comes up. Now, it's possible that the issue that is coming up here is not necessarily between you and this person. So maybe it's not personal like that, but there could have been a problem that interfered in the connection, an external problem. The moon with the mountain and letter can point to an offer or an invitation. On either side of the mountain, it can mean that it comes from abroad, or maybe this person is away, or maybe the connection here is developing or redeveloping through online or through some distance. So not necessarily seeing each other just yet. The tree with the moon is lovely. It is great for growth and a positive evolution. But again, the mountain with the whip seems to interrupt that, and it points to problems. But thankfully, with the man and letter, there is news and contact. So that's a good thing. So it's not lost. It's not like it's forever interrupted. Maybe there's just an in-between bump that we see through the whip and mountain. And how dramatic this bump is, I have to say, it sort of depends on your specifics. It's flexible. But it's good that there is news and communication. And also, there is a lot of indication here of an offer or an invitation or, like a positive outcome of this. I have to say that in the context of work, it sounds like you could get an offer, you could get a new job or a new opportunity. Yes, there could have been some challenges, maybe there are challenges, but it's not like it's lost. It's not like you won't hear back from this person. And also, Virgo, I have to wonder if maybe because of this new opportunity, maybe you yourself are parting or separating from someone. So if you get a new job, you might let go of your current job. If there's a new relationship, you might draw a line with someone. If there's an opportunity to go somewhere, you might decide to interrupt what you're doing and go for it. All of these are possible scenarios, but I do think this is good for the relationship, and I think that there are ways forward even if there was an issue between you and the person. We see this here, the tree with the flowers into the mountain, child, and man. Again, this is a renewal, and certainly the tree and flowers have a blooming energy that is lovely. And actually, the mountain and child can suggest an important chapter with this person, and maybe at this point you don't really see what could come out of all of this. The moon with the flowers and whip can be a disappointment, but with the child and letter, we see a new opportunity, a new conversation, and turning the page. So again, yes, there could have been challenges, or there will be some challenges, but it's not like you can't turn the page and move on in a positive way. So I would say at the end of the day, these are lovely cards that bring hopefulness, Virgo. I'd be interested to know what was this whip in your situation, how it interrupted things, or what the trouble was here, and if you're hopefully able to turn that page and move on. Let me know in the comments. As always, I look forward to your perspective. Thank you for tuning in, Virgo. Very best of luck with the week, and until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Libra. Let's do your hourglass, and let's see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Libra, here is a lovely hourglass. It's great for a relationship. We have some relationship cards here. The ring, obviously, and in the middle, we have the house, also close relationships, the heart, and the sun and moon, which often suggest love. So I have to say, that's too many cards not to suggest something personal. Yes, it can be relationships in other contexts. It could be lovely collaborations, but there is a strong penchant here towards the more personal, loving connections. So the road with the ring. Now, I have to say that I often read this combination as a parting, and the reason is because the road is not great with commitments. It tends to be flighty and changeable. It likes its freedom. It doesn't like strings attached and things like that. And so it often suggests a going. Now, it can also suggest a coming, because the road is coming and going. And with the ring, I think you are pursuing this relationship, especially since we have other supportive cards. It could also be a commitment that you're going after or that you're pursuing. Now, the sun and heart are lovely. These are beautiful feelings of happiness and compassion and kindness. And there is a clear sense of fulfillment. And the stork and key is a great combination for finding answers, finding solutions, and also unlocking doors and opening up opportunity and potential. So very nice cards, great for a relationship, and I think it's working out almost exactly as you want. The Sun with the House and Key is great for, I would say, everything. Unlocking doors, a wonderful connection, success. It is also a great combination for real estate, I have to say. If that's something you're dealing with and you're looking for a buyer, a seller, or other kinds of collaboration that involves such work or something similar, it's also great. These are lovely cards for all around success. The Stork with the Moon and Heart, I think, is definitely chemistry and connection and attraction picking up. There's definitely progress in the relationship, and it is evolving in a lovely way. Another combination for happiness as well. The Sun and Stork is something happy and a successful event. Maybe there's an invitation, maybe there's an opportunity to get together. Things pick up in a lovely way. Certainly the House and Moon would suggest getting together. I think this is a more private thing, pretty intimate, I would say, in a love context, but also there's a sense of appreciation and honors in other contexts as well. And the Key and Heart would be unlocking a heart here. I think with all of these unlocking lines and ideas, these are lovely cards for this connection here. So any way you look at these cards, Libra, they are lovely for a relationship, lovely for a collaboration, great for success. I would say by way of guidance, I would say focus on this relationship and commit to it, and move forward with it and enjoy it, because it's looking really sweet and just really fulfilling. And like I said, I feel it's more personal, but of course maybe it doesn't apply to some of you. So it is a connection and a collaboration that is so positive in these ways, regardless of the context. The Sun with the Road and Moon into the Ring and Key, this is very much focused on relationships with both the Moon and Sun together, and the Ring and the Key being successful. So again, supporting what we said. Stork, Road and House into the Ring and Heart can mean that you're going to meet with this person, and maybe you're going places, although the House is more private. And with the Ring and Heart, I think you could spend some really good times together and really nurture this relationship in this space. So any way you look at these cards, Libra, they are fabulous for a relationship. There can be a deepening connection, a deepening commitment, an overall sense of happiness and fulfillment just across the board. I hope it applies to you in these ways. Certainly, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Let me know what this relationship is about. Thank you for tuning in, Libra. Very best of luck with the week. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Scorpio, let's do your hourglass. Oh, here's the child. That's a new beginning. Let's see if we get it as well in the... Oh, and here's another one. The book. Let's put these aside. So maybe we spend a bit of time on this. So the child and book. This is a new chapter. Very, very clear. And maybe you are moving into something new this week. Let's see what the hourglass suggests. I have to say, Scorpio, I've seen new beginnings in a few signs so far. So let's keep this new beginning in mind, and let's see what else we get for you. Hey, Scorpio, here is your hourglass, and I think this could be a new offer or a new involvement with this person. The tree and letter are nice cards. It's news or paperwork that grows into something solid, and it can also suggest that you hang in there to receive the news, but it looks like you will, especially since the letter is on the right-hand side. Now, the fish and ring is often a business connection or a financial commitment. And in terms of personal relationships, the fish and ring would suggest a more friends with benefits type of relationships. So if that's what you want, that sounds great. And otherwise, it's also a lovely combination for income and financial commitments. Now, the mountain with the man suggests someone who is away in a different location or online, and it sounds like the communication, the news, the relationship is with this person. The fish with the fox and man, this is a job or a project or some kind of collaboration. The fox is often a card of work and employment, and the fish is about money. So together they tend to suggest work. And with this man, it could be this person making you an offer, or a customer, or some kind of partner or a collaborator in this area, usually. And of course, if you don't work, or you're not employed, or the way you operate is different, it would still focus on a more practical kind of connection. The mountain with the lily and ring can suggest a lifestyle in a different location. I have to wonder here, Scorpio, if maybe you're thinking of creating some connection with a place abroad or having a foothold in that location. And with the lily and ring, it's usually a professional connection, or it can affect your lifestyle in a bigger way. And so this is a relationship that you could be nurturing. The fish and mountain also adding to that element of investments, work, or opportunities abroad. Maybe you have some assets in a different location as well, and that you're focusing on this week. It could also be something that you do online, like a work or something. The fox and lily, that's another combination that's great for work, because the lily is also a card of career. And I think in this sense, it's pointing to something more stable, more long-term. And the man and ring is great for a relationship and a sense of commitment. So I think, Scorpio, it's really clear that these cards bring you an offer, a commitment, a collaboration, and it looks to be stable over the longer term. Mountain, tree, and lily are slower, heavier cards that are settled, and so this can create a sense of predictiveness in the situation. The fox is also good with being disciplined and being consistent. So it sounds like this news can lead to an offer. There can be agreements that materialize, and you could become engaged in a project, likely in a different location, but maybe a place that you might want to connect with more, or online. The mountain with the tree, fox, letter, and ring. I think this is supporting the idea that you sort of want to wait for the news to come through. The tree has a passive energy that is easygoing, so let it go, and it seems it's going to work out, hopefully within the week. And again, the fox can be work related, and the mountain and tree can suggest that root that you have in that different place. The fish with the tree, lily into the letter, and man is great for materializing a nice career, a nice job. Income could be growing. And also, I have to add that pensions, retirement funds, and things like that can be highlighted with the tree and lily with the fish. So the long-term picture is in view. So I would suggest being slow and steady. Again, being patient with the news to come through. It looks like it does come through, and it sounds like it supports a longer term sense of stability with your work and your money. So lovely cards, maybe mostly neutral, but actually nice cards, I would say, Scorpio, with that element of weight and consistency. Let me know what you made of these ideas. I hope they resonate with you positively. As always, I look forward to your perspective. Thank you for tuning in, Scorpio. Very best of luck with the week. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your weekly reading. Like I said, we're doing an hourglass. So let's deal out these cards and see what's ahead for you this week. Okay, Sagittarius, here is your hourglass, and it's looking really bright. We have some really bright cards. The clover, the sun, the flowers, and the child. These are so pretty and so bubbly. And so obviously this is a lovely message all around. It's great for healing, well-being, wish fulfillment, things materializing in the way that you want. So the meat of the, so it's positive, it's a positive reading, but the ideas and the specifics are going to come through these cards. Now, the tower with the flowers suggests that something from the past comes back into the picture. It can also mean that something that you had been committed to for a while or had invested yourself in long term materializes, and it bears fruit at this point. So I think your long-term effort is going to pay off, and hopefully this week you can feel that. And also, like I said, it could be about reconnecting with someone. So something or someone from the past coming back into the picture. Now, the child with the mountain, or in the other order, this points to an important new chapter that is opening up for you. And it's likely, Sagittarius, that you do not yet see how significant this can be. And we actually have the book in the cards as well. So in this bottom line, this new chapter is also highlighted. Now, the book and sun is a lovely revelation. Again, it sounds like there is something through the book and tower that had been pending or on hold for some time. And hopefully this week it comes through and at least you get some insight into progress. So it's lovely. These are also great cards for knowledge and a sense of enlightenment and understanding. So very nice cards. The mountain with the clover and sun, I'm still getting the same idea, because the mountain can be a card of blockages and obstacles, but with the clover and sun, something comes through, the energy is like released, and you could move forward. They're also great cards for summer, and I realize it's not summer, but for vacations and maybe going somewhere nice. So that is perhaps something that you can do. Actually, it works well with the bottom line cards as well, because the garden is a card of place and environments and communities. And with the book and child, this is definitely a place you do not know yet. So this is definitely an opportunity to re-engage with maybe a sense of socializing, a sense of being out there, and maybe you want to explore some people, some places and communities. Really nice cards for this. And I would say it's a great reading for fun, having fun. It sounds like you were working on things, maybe you were more serious about, you were in a serious phase, going through some work or wrapping things up, but now it sounds like you have some elbow room to really enjoy. The mountain and book can also be a place that you do not know, except the mountain tends to suggest a place in a different location, usually another country and places like that. So that's possible. The mountain is also sometimes a card of the online. So maybe that's what you're doing. And the idea of a mountain of knowledge or seeking knowledge, like the case with the tower, can also be at hand for you. The clover and garden is lovely for a community, for an environment, probably the same idea of exploring people and places. And the sun and child is lovely for a wonderful new beginning. So these are lovely cards across the board. They bring something to fruition. You are able to pick up something and move forward. And also there is an element of moving into a new beginning. Now, the garden can bring in people, but I'm not seeing one-on-one relationships so much in this layout, Sagittarius. So I think this is more about you, your energy, your sense of well-being. And also you might pick up some knowledge or some learning. Maybe you're pursuing your passions and you have a sense of renewal and you want to sort of, re-engage in that this week. So that is a lovely message. Now the tower, the mountain tower, garden, and the flowers and sun. Again, I think this can be a place from the deep past, and there is a renewal, there is a reconnection with this situation or this environment. And the book, tower, clover, flowers, and child is lovely for all around success and a sense of, something that you had been learning or focusing on. It sort of reaches some kind of peak. And then with the child, you're able to turn the page. These are lovely cards for creativity, for expressing, and for engaging in this area of your life. They're lovely cards for renewal and re-engaging in your passions. So definitely do that. And if you have an opportunity to travel, you might like to do that as well, Sagittarius, and meeting people and places and exploring. Really anything that could inspire you sounds to be on the table. So lovely cards in any context. Let me know what you make of them, Sagittarius. Leave me your thoughts and comments. Very best of luck with the week. Thanks for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your weekly reading. We are doing an hourglass, like I said. This is my deck, the Silhouettes deck. Let's deal out these cards and see what's ahead for you. Okay, Capricorn, here is your lovely hourglass, and I have to say I've seen a lot of the child this week, bringing in a new beginning and lots of positive cards. So for you, this is an awesome spread. We have the flowers, ship, clover, key, and child. All of these are lovely cards. The snake is a bit tricky, but I don't think this has to do with the wonderful things happening. I think it has to do with you moving away into this new beginning and how you do it. So the child with the ship is a new direction. Maybe you're going somewhere. Maybe you are pursuing something new. It's definitely an encouragement to move or to leave and to set sail in a new direction. This can be physical. It could be metaphorical in some other area of your life. The key in snake is very much about turning away, and the snake, like I'm feeling in this spread, Capricorn, this is much more about your approach to transition, and not so much a problem that the snake can highlight. So with the key, it's definitely a good strategy to move away calmly, you know, and without making big fuss. The snake is also about discretion, so you might keep some things to yourself, but you definitely have a green light now, and it's the right thing to do. The flowers and rider is another lovely message. The rider is another card of movement, and we have a lot of them in this spread: ship, road, rider, and possibly snake. These are movement and change cards. The flowers brings a sense of renewal. I think you could be you could have a sense of enthusiasm moving forward. It's like this new phase is exciting, and I think you're looking forward to it. So good idea to make these changes this week. The key, clover and rider, another clear message that this is the right thing to do. It can also point to some really good news or messages, maybe visitors, and you know, going and coming, you know, activity and movement. And the key in clover is all around success. So you could also achieve goals, and the new direction opens up for you. Really exciting across the board. The flowers with the road and snake is a turning away. I think it's a good idea here, Capricorn, to let go of something. It can be represented by the flowers. I have a suspicion that it could be a person. Now, it's not specifically a person card, but the pip of the flowers is the Queen of Spades, so maybe it suggests someone like that. It can also prove to be a bit disappointing, where you have to let go of something that didn't work out as much as you'd like. But again, this new beginning is really exciting for you, and it's the right thing to do. So just move away and let something go. And you know, if it didn't work out as best as you would have liked it to be, then that's fine. You know, I think at this point you're not going to waste any more time. You have to move on into this new beginning, and yeah, just embrace it. Key and flowers, very beautiful, all around success and happiness. Clover and road, again, a very good idea to move and make changes. And the rider and snake, similar to the road and snake, this idea of just turning away and letting go. So really nice cards for a fresh start, a sense of enthusiasm and excitement of what's ahead, Capricorn. And what didn't work out, just let it go. It's not a big deal. You know, do your thing and enjoy this new direction. Now, I have to say the cards are broad. You know, they can suggest travel. We have a few travel cards. They can suggest a new project, but in any area of your life. Not so much people or personal relationships, but, you know, it can be. And in all cases, the focus is this change and this new journey. The key with the ship and road into the child and rider. Here we have all the movement cards in one set of diagonals. So another message to move and to make changes. And the flowers, ship, clover into the child and snake is similar. We have an exciting new beginning and the need to move away and turn away. Some things you're going to keep to yourself, Capricorn, as you move away and embrace this new beginning. But it is also about, you know, being calm and easygoing and just, you know, just move on from whatever you're moving on from. Very exciting for what's ahead. Embrace this new beginning. Let me know what you make of this, Capricorn. Let me know what this fresh start was about. What was the snake in your cards? Do you think that was someone or something that you're moving away from, or it's just the overall energy is quiet? I look forward to your thoughts and perspective as always. Thank you for tuning in, Capricorn. Very best of luck with the week. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Aquarius, let's do your hourglass and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Aquarius, here is your hourglass, and it's a little bit challenging. Was it a bit challenging last week? I think it was as well. So maybe you're going through a bit of a phase, Aquarius. Here we have actually quite a few cards that can pass for challenging. All of these here. The cross, it can be more on the neutral side, and so can the fox. But together, I think it highlights a bit of a situation. The scythe and cross, Aquarius, can point to something painful. I have to say, it can also, I feel maybe there is a bit of regret and something that weighs heavily on you. And the clouds, mouse, bird, and fox can add to this as well. So with the scythe in the middle, there can be a separation or a break, or maybe there's a change, and that can affect you in a heavy way, causes you to, to feel a bit on the heavier side, I think. The dog with the fox can be a tricky relationship. It can also be a job or a colleague, and maybe this is where this situation is happening. The woman and bird can be a conversation with a person, but also because of the nearby cards, the anxious aspect of the bird, I think, comes through. And I think that I think it could be part of this troublesome or difficult, heavy energy here. So it looks like the issues, Aquarius, are with a relationship with this person, and maybe this person leaves, or with the scythe and dog, scythe and woman, and clouds and mouse. We look at the diagonals, but it sounds like there is a bit of a tough situation with a person and a change. The dog with the mouse and bird, I think this could be a bit of a difficult conversation, or maybe some tension in the relationship. And the same applies with the woman, clouds, and fox. So here we're saying a similar kind of structure, to the above line. We have the people cards and two pairs of somewhat challenging cards. The thing about the clouds and fox is that you could be confused, or maybe the other person is confused, or just the energy between the two of you is unsettled, like this, Aquarius. And with the fox, I would suggest that you try to play it a bit calm. I know that the rest of the cards and maybe the overall situation is not so helpful in making it calm, because it sounds like you're anxious and upset about something, or you're not sure what it is. So it can be a bit of a bump for you, Aquarius. The dog and woman would point to a friend or this relationship. Like I said, the mouse and clouds, it brings up issues. Often here, there can be, a lack of clarity around intentions. There can be some trust issues, and it could just be, whatever tension specific to your relationship. The bird and fox would point to a conversation, but again, Aquarius, the fox is clever and often silent. So I would say temper the anxiety of the bird and be more disciplined about it. And, if you need to talk things out, which you probably do, be a bit more calm and disciplined about it. So very clear, Aquarius, that there's a bit of a tough week with this person. There can be a difficult conversation. There can be some difficult feelings, emotions, or just an overall energy that's a bit unsettled here. The dog with the scythe and clouds into the cross and bird can suggest breaking the silence and having a conversation, and also needing to clarify certain matters. And the woman with the scythe, mouse, cross, and fox can also point to similar challenges. The idea that there is tension and difficulty between you and this person, or in this situation. I would say with the cross and fox, my feeling, Aquarius, is that some things you can't do much about, and maybe the other person can't do much about either. It just is a situation, that is the way it is. Maybe with the scythe and mouse, you could remove the doubts, and again, being disciplined about it and doing what you need to do in order to resolve these issues, which is probably this conversation that we see with the bird and fox. So a bit of an unsettled one, Aquarius, this week. A bit of some tension here with a person. I can't specifically indicate the theme. The fox can be about work, so it can be a situation with a colleague. It can be some difficulty on the job. And here I have to wonder if, there might be changes, layoffs, or maybe you're leaving, another person is leaving. It sounds like something could fall through. In personal relationships, I think there's just, this tension that we talked about with this person. And the same dynamic would apply in another context. Let me know what you make of this, Aquarius. I hope you're able to navigate this smoothly. Let me know who this person was, what the issue is. I feel there's a lot of psychological inner stuff going on, but you let me know, as I always look forward to your perspective. Thank you for tuning in, Aquarius. Very best of luck with the week. I'll see you in the next weekly reading. And until then, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Pisces, here is your weekly reading. Let's do this hourglass and see what is ahead for you. Okay, Pisces, here is your hourglass, and it's looking like a mix of things. And again, I'm seeing the child. I've seen the child so much this week. And so you're in for a new beginning. For your part, there is the garden with the child. So this is a card of community, people, places. And so you could meet new people. It certainly would be the case with the dog as well. And as we see in this diagonal. At the same time, Pisces, we have the clouds and whip along with the bird. So these are somewhat challenging cards. And we have the cross that can add a bit of heaviness. So I'm not so sure these are the greatest of people, or you're going to be, so ecstatic about meeting them. And it could be a bit disappointing. You could also be busy doing things and having to adjust things. And it's possible that there are some arguments with people around your space and things like that. That too is possible. So the lily and dog can point to professional connections, or I have to say people who are older. That's also possible. And the clouds and cross can be a bit of tension and possibly a pending decision maybe about this environment. And so it could, get to you a little bit. The lily with the bird and cross can point to an important conversation. It can also suggest that communication probably with these people is not as smooth. It's a bit loaded. And also, Pisces, the cards can be about your work and your career, because the lily is a card of career, and the bird and cross can suggest that you could be negotiating some things, or you need to make a decision, and maybe you need to talk to someone senior for this. So there are changes and new beginnings, but I can't say they're so smooth at this point, so they might require some negotiations, some conversations. In the bottom line, with the clouds and whip and dog, there can be some issues with people, and I have to say arguments or disagreements. Maybe that's part of the reason you are looking for something new or having to turn the page. Or, like we said at the outset, this new environment or this new situation it doesn't work out. So it doesn't work out. So you might fall out, almost from the get-go. And I would also take these cards as advice, Pisces, for almost like a warning against this environment or these people. Okay, so just be aware and see if you can be calm and calculated in the face of whoever these people are. The lily and clouds can be same idea, the tension with the people, but also some thoughts that you could be having about your career or your life in general. The bird and whip, I have to say, is often gossip. Okay, it has to do with an argument or gossip, and like conversations that don't go too well. And we saw this in the bottom line. And the cross and dog can be a decision that you make about certain people or a certain person. But it can also mean that you need to put up a little bit with with these people or this environment. And so I think it could be a bit of a challenging week for you, Pisces. Now the lily with the garden and whip into the child and cross, I think you could be like moving on from this. So this is a bad start or a false start. It could also mean that this situation or environment that we see through the lily and the garden in different lines doesn't work out. And so it might not be what you had hoped for. So it's possible that you backtrack and move into a different direction. Now the clouds with the garden bird into the child and dog, this is clearly about a tense environment that isn't so great. And the people that you could meet there, I'm not so sure, they're good for you, Pisces. So it sounds like you're going to explore, discover this place, which you probably should. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but it looks like it doesn't work out, and it doesn't look like it's a good fit for you, and you have to turn in another direction. Now, we can also read the cards as a fallout. So I'm thinking work-wise, there can be layoffs and changes that are uncomfortable, and this could cause you to either look for something different outside of where you are or within it. There can be shufflings and things like that. In terms of people and community, that was how I mainly read the cards. And the same idea would apply in any context. So a bit of a difficult week, but again, focusing on this new beginning like I've seen through so many layouts this week, Pisces. So definitely move into a different direction. Whatever caused you to do that, it's fine. I think as much as you can, keep your eyes on the prize and on your goals. And this sounds like a bit of a bottleneck through certain people and places. So overcome this as much as possible, turn the page and move on. If there are some people that you still need to put up with, like the cross and dog, I think it's fine. But you know, at least you are soon to turn the page. Let me know what you make of this, Pisces. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and perspective. I'd be really interested to know how this new beginning is fitting with these challenges in your specific scenario. So leave me a comment if you're willing to share. Thank you for tuning in. As always, very best of luck with the week. And until next time, take very good care of yourself.